You are 41, you own a $4 million home that legally isn't yours, you drive a car titled to a name that isn't yours, your bank accounts answer to entities the IRS knows about but cannot quite touch. Your neighbor across the street makes twice your income, owns everything in his own name, and the state owns him right back. The difference is not money, it's one document signed 18 years ago with a $1.49 plastic pen still sitting in a drawer in your study. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly why most people spend 40 years building assets the government can take in a single afternoon. And you'll find out why you're still renting your own life from a system that has always quietly held the lease. Level 1. The Renter. You are 23, your salary is $48,000. You sign your first apartment lease at a kitchen table with a blue plastic Bic pen you bought from a gas station for $1.49. The lease is in your name, the utilities are in your name, the bank account is in your name, the future debts the state will collect from you sit waiting under that same name. You think the name is yours. The name is a leash. Everything you sign creates a record. Every record creates a hook. Every hook will be pulled when someone larger than you decides to pull. You do not know this yet. You are 23. You are proud to see your name on paper. The pen goes into a drawer. You forget about it. Months later, a coworker at lunch mentions an aunt who had a stroke. 60 years of savings, a house, a small business. The state took 41% before her son saw a dollar. The lawyer took another 8%. The rest went to settle debts written under her own name. You ask the coworker what could have stopped it. He shrugs. He says, "She should have had a trust, I guess," and goes back to his sandwich. You Google the word that night. You read 3 paragraphs. You close the tab. The information does not feel like yours. It feels like something written for someone else, someone richer, someone who already knows the words. You go to bed at 1 a.m. The unread message count on your phone reads 23. The pen is still in the drawer. You do not know it yet, but tonight was the first night the state quietly added another year to its lease on your life. Level 2. The Will. You are 29, you make $86,000, you walk into a strip mall office and pay $400 for a will. The lawyer slides a stack of papers across his desk. You sign 9 of them, all under your own legal name. He shakes your hand, he tells you you've taken care of your family. You believe him. The pen you sign with is his. You take yours back out of habit. You click the cap twice without noticing. You put it back in your jacket pocket. You drive home thinking you've solved something. You haven't. A will is a permission slip the state grants itself to read your assets, organize them, tax them, and only then hand what's left to your family. Probate is not a process. Probate is a queue, and the queue is owned by the same institution that wrote the queue. You are still renting, you just signed a longer lease. Your unread messages on the family group chat are 41 now. You haven't called your mother in 3 weeks. At this exact level, most viewers start chasing bonuses at a junior desk, mistaking a paycheck for safety. And I broke down all 8 levels of the Wall Street employee, from minus $100,000 in student debt up to $100 million in carry, in another video pulling up on the screen right now. But for today, the bonus doesn't matter. What matters is who legally owns the bonus the moment it lands in your account. Level 3. Revocable Living Trust. You are 34, you make $190,000, an estate attorney charges you $3,000 to draft a revocable living trust. You sign it with the same Bic pen. The trust holds your house, your brokerage, your bank, your business interest, and on paper, you no longer own any of these things. On paper, the trust owns them. And the trustee runs the trust. And the trustee, for now, is you. You are renaming yourself in legal language. You are still the same animal in the same cage, but the cage now has 2 doors. The IRS still sees through it. Your creditors still see through it. Your spouse in a future divorce still sees through it. A revocable trust is not protection. It is convenience. It skips probate. It keeps your private affairs private. It does almost nothing to stop the state from reaching into your accounts on a Tuesday afternoon. But it teaches you the language, and the language is the ladder. You start to understand the difference between control and ownership, between possession and access, between your name on a document and your money inside one. Your lawyer tells you most of his clients stop here. They pay the $3,000, they feel safe, They go back to work, they die 30 years later, still inside the system. You drive home. You click the pen cap twice in the driveway before getting out of the car. You sit there for a moment in the dark. Your mother left 2 voicemails this week. You answered neither. The pen goes back into your jacket pocket. You do not know it yet, but understanding the lie is not the same thing as escaping it. Level 4. Irrevocable Trust. You are 38, you make $420,000, your net worth crosses a number you used to think only existed in books. You sit in a different kind of office now, an attorney whose hourly rate equals your first month of rent. He explains an irrevocable trust the way a surgeon explains an incision: calm, exact, slightly bored. You will transfer assets into the trust. You will give up control of those assets permanently. You will name a trustee who is not you, and the moment you sign, those assets will stop being yours in any legal sense the state recognizes. You hesitate. The pen is in your hand. You click the cap twice. The lawyer notices. He says nothing. You sign. What you just gave up is the right to take it back. What you just gained is the right to be untouchable in ways your neighbor will never understand. Lawsuits cannot reach what you do not own. Divorce courts cannot divide what is not yours. The IRS still taxes the income, but the asset itself sits behind a wall the state did not build and cannot easily climb. You walk to your car. The unread messages on your phone are 78. You haven't been to a family dinner in 4 months. Your sister stopped inviting you. You drive home in silence. You sit in the driveway. You click the pen cap twice. The pen has paint missing from the cap now. You've owned it 15 years. You do not know it yet, but you just stepped off the lease. You just took your first breath of air the state cannot price. And the lonely feeling in your chest is the room expanding around you. Level 5. Dynasty Trust. You are 45. Your net worth is $9 million. Your attorney is now part of a firm with 3 names on the door. You sit in a room with 2 of them. They draft a dynasty trust, structured in a state with no rule against perpetuities, designed to hold assets for 360 years without paying estate tax once. You sign with the big pen. The cap clicks twice in your hand without you meaning it. The trust will outlive you, it will outlive your children, it will outlive your grandchildren. The state will reach for it every generation and find nothing to grab. Your bloodline will exist inside a structure the government cannot easily dissolve. Your descendants will inherit access without inheriting tax events. Your great-grandchild will live inside a financial architecture you signed into existence on a Tuesday afternoon for $48,000 in legal fees. The contrast is brutal. Your coworker's aunt lost 41% because she signed nothing. You will lose almost nothing because you signed correctly. The system does not punish wealth. The system punishes ignorance. And ignorance is taxed at a higher rate than every other thing the government measures. Your phone shows 134 unread messages. Your daughter's recital was last Thursday. You sent flowers. You did not attend. You promised yourself you'd call her tonight. You will not. You know this already. The pen goes back into the drawer in your study, the same drawer it sat in at 23. The wood is darker now. The drawer is in a different house. The pen is exactly the same. You do not know it yet, but the lease ended 6 years ago, and you still feel like a tenant. Level 6. Offshore Asset Protection. You are 51, your net worth is $34 million. You fly to an island whose tax code was written by people who understood that sovereignty is a product. You sit across from a trustee whose accent you cannot place. You sign documents in a jurisdiction where U.S. court orders are technically valid and practically meaningless. The trust holds offshore real estate, private equity stakes, a yacht titled to a Cayman LLC owned by a Nevis trust controlled by a trustee who answers to a protector who answers to you only through a letter of wishes that has no legal force. The structure is so opaque that the IRS receives a 32-page filing every April that admits you exist while revealing almost nothing about what you own. This is legal. This is paperwork. This is the same system your coworker's aunt used incorrectly, used at scale by someone who learned the language. The big pen is in your jacket pocket. You brought it on the plane. You signed 3 pages with it. The trustee smiles politely. His office uses Mont Blanc. He does not comment. You click the cap twice on the flight home. Your unread family group chat is 312. Your mother passed last spring. You sign the paperwork remotely. You didn't fly back. You tell yourself it was the season, the markets, the timing. You know it wasn't. The pen sits in your jacket pocket for the entire flight. You do not take it out again. You do not know it yet, but the higher the wall you build around your assets, the smaller the room your life is allowed to occupy. Level 7. Private Trust Company. You are 58. Your net worth is $140 million. You no longer sign anything yourself. A private trust company bears your family name. A family office of 9 people manages it. A chief investment officer reports to a chief operating officer, who reports to a managing director who emails your calendar twice a week. You attend 2 meetings a quarter. You approve nothing. You ratify everything. The documents arrive pre-signed by trustees who exist legally but not personally. The state cannot find you in any meaningful sense. Your name appears on no deed, no title, no account, no lease. You are exactly what you wanted to be at 23. You are completely unreachable. You sit in your study on a Wednesday afternoon. The house is quiet. The phone does not ring. The decisions are made for you, by you, without you. You open the drawer on your desk. You take out the Bic pen. The plastic is yellowed. The cap is cracked. The ink dried up sometime in your 40s. You click the cap twice out of muscle memory. The click is the same. You hold the pen for a long minute. You realize you do not know what to do with the next hour. You spent 35 years learning how to survive a system. The system stopped pulling on the leash. You didn't notice when. There is no one to fight, no document to sign, no asset to hide, no enemy to outsmart, and the silence in the room is louder than any audit ever was. You put the pen back in the drawer. You do not close it. Somewhere right now, someone is 23, signing their first lease with a $1.49 pen, proud to see their own name on paper. They do not know the name is the leash. They do not know the document is the meter. They do not know the state has already calculated what it will collect from them in 40 years, down to the percentage. The system is not broken. The system is working exactly the way it was designed to. The same institution that will one day fail to find you in its database is currently writing your file in advance. You are the same person at every level. The state just decides how much of your life to lease back to you based on what you sign and what you don't. The pen is cheap. The cost of not knowing what to do with it is everything you'll ever earn.